Hi friends, hope you're all doing well. Um, Sorry I haven't been able to do a blog in a while. I know I said I would put one up on Tuesday, but life gets crazy, so I'm sorry about that. Um, but I have been getting ready to go speak in Odessa, so I'm really excited about that. And I'm doing some other fun things in life, so that's been really cool. But I wanted to make sure to get my vlog up for you guys. Sorry, I was getting distracted by Salem because a second ago I tried to record this and he just decided I'm going to give myself a bath. Awesome. So I was kind of making sure he wasn't going to do that again. I don't think we are. So, anyways, today what we're going to talk about, we're going to be talking about finding purpose in God's blessings. And the other day I posted a little picture, a little quote that said something along the lines of um, God does not bestow blessings upon us, He entrusts blessings within us. And my reasoning for that, I'll go into in a minute, but basically, we're just going to be talking about how, we have so many blessings that we don't even realize are blessings, or maybe we sometimes forget our blessings. And then I want to talk a little bit about changing our perspective on what these blessings are and what the purpose behind a blessing truly is. So, the first thing I want to talk about is the differences between the meanings bestow and the meaning entrust. So, bestow means to confer, present, and honor, right, or gift. So, basically, in my opinion, this is putting the meaning or based on the receiver. So you and I, the person receiving the blessing, we're getting a blessing from God, possibly because it's an honor, it's a present, it's something that we deserve. It says right or honor. So that's something that says that we, in some way or another, earn that, and that's something that we know that we can't earn anything from God. Nothing we can do is going to be good enough for God, because that's not really the purpose. He's not asking us to do things to be good enough for Him. He just, wants us to love Him and make Him known. So there's really nothing we can do to just earn a blessing, which kind of helps us because, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's talk about then what entrust means. So, entrust means to assign to someone the responsibility for doing something, as well as to put something into someone's care or protection. So, this definition is more focused on the giver. So, the person giving the gift to us. So, God. He is giving the blessing to us, He is entrusting that within us. And there's reasoning for that is a responsibility. He views us as someone that is capable, or um, maybe he thinks is the best pick for this particular blessing. And by looking at it this way, that God is entrusting a blessing within us, what's best for our story. And our story is meant to let others know more about God. It's about to know Him and to make His name known. And so, if that's our purpose, that's our overall purpose, then the blessings He's entrusting us with are given to us because, one, He loves us, and He wants to He wants to give us blessings, but also because He has a purpose for whatever way your life is going. And so sometimes we may look at another person. Sorry, I have something in my eye. We may look at another person and think, oh, like that's the life that I want. Why didn't God give me that? Why isn't God giving me financial blessings? Why is He not bringing me the perfect person to spend my life with? Why is He not, insert whatever it is that right now you're wishing that you had? And kind of think back on, really, what is the purpose of my life? Why did God give me life in the first place? Um, I believe that He gave it to us for a purpose, to do something for this earth, and that's not going to look like maybe everyone gets to be 16-year-old Britney Spears. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's a random example, but I used to just want to be Britney Spears so bad. her first CD, you know what I'm talking about, that first CD that came out when she's sitting on her knees and she's looking up at the camera, like literally, like I could have like just bawled my eyes out to God and say, oh my goodness, please let me be Britney Spears. But that's a side note. We'll get back to what we were talking about. Okay, so he gives us a purpose for this. Um, One thing that I was thinking about is financial blessings. So, all of us can struggle with that from time to time. Well, maybe not everybody, but a large number of us struggle with that from time to time. And sometimes we may get frustrated, um, just with having to struggle. And I don't think that God withholds things. I know some people think, like, well, if I'm not being a good enough person, then he's going to take something away. If I'm better, then maybe he'll give me something. And that's not the way to think. That's not what he wants you to do. Um, he doesn't give you financial blessings because you've earned it like a paycheck. He gives it to you. Um, I don't know why he gives to some people and why he doesn't. But what I do know is that, say you were blessed financially, um, you know, he is giving you this financial blessing not just to have a financial blessing and say, here you go buy a boat, have fun. I mean, maybe, yeah, buy a boat and have fun with it. That's great. You've worked really hard and you've earned that boat, and that's great. Do it. Um, but God's also blessed you by giving you that opportunity to buy that boat for a purpose. So maybe instead of just buying the boat and only, just your family goes out or whatever it is, um, I don't know, maybe invite some kids from the college group at your church. Invite them out because, a lot of times the only place for them to get to hang out with friends and do things is at college bars. And maybe they would like to hang out somewhere else other than that and be able to, just get to hang out with people that are like minded. And then that way, yeah, get to have the boat and have a blast, but then also use it for God's purpose, right? Um, I'm focusing on the financial, but that's really not just financial. I believe that with all aspects of gifts, whether that's maybe a musical talent you've received, um, maybe you like to write, maybe you like to speak, whatever it is, that use your blessings for a purpose. Um, but one thing that I really do believe as well is that, you know, every blessing, no matter how small, how big, in our own minds, is all for the same purpose, which is knowing God and making Him known. And what I mean by this and why it's different from my last point is because sometimes I think we forget what the biggest blessings in life truly are. Like, sorry, I keep having something in my eye. Real life, right? Um, but really, one of the things that we forget is sometimes we look out at the world and we say, I want that. Like, I want that life. I want these things. And, um, I really would just be happy if I could have this next thing or whatever it is. Why isn't God blessing me with that? Well, I think that sometimes we forget what the biggest blessings truly are. And at the very, very basis of everything, the smallest blessings are truly the biggest, but also the easiest to forget. So, like the fact that right now, if you're watching this, most likely you're able to breathe, you're able to think, and you also most likely have a beating heart, right? Now, something may be helping you with one of those three things, but it's still happening, it's still functioning. Um, we forget that that is truly the gift of every single day. We think like, oh, well, maybe God will give me this one blessing in the future, and we forget that right now in this very moment, the fact that we are able to watch this video and I'm able to talk to you and you're able to listen or able to watch, and that is a blessing in and of itself. And without being able to have a beating heart, without being able to breathe, without being able to see or hear or think or do all these things, you wouldn't be able to do this. You wouldn't be able to have that next blessing. You wouldn't be able to, um, have that moment that you think of that you're like, man, I was just so happy, then you wouldn't have any of those things. You wouldn't have a little black kitty show up on your doorstep that you needed, that you didn't know you needed, right? But really, you wouldn't have any of that because you wouldn't be living. And so, actually, every single day when we start getting down on what our life isn't, we can think back on the fact that our life exists. Like, we actually are here, and that God believes that you deserve to be here, to live, no matter what your sins are, no matter what you've done, no matter what. God thinks that you deserve grace and love and life. And those are truly the only blessings that matter. If we had nothing else, that would still be a gift. And by having that perspective, by looking at it that way, I believe you can actually make yourself feel happier about life no matter where you are, no matter what's going on, no matter what you've lost, no matter what you wish you had. If you can start going back to the basics and saying, thank you, God, for just allowing me to have breath in my lungs, a beating heart, and a thinking mind. The fact that I have these things, I can know you, I can make you known. And I think by looking at it that way, all of a sudden, all the things in this world, all the things that maybe stress you out or maybe cause you to be really sad or down about how life looks for you, maybe slowly those things can kind of melt away while you think about what truly matters. So this weekend, I want you to think about that. I want you to think about, do I truly love my God with my beating heart, with my thinking mind, with all of my soul that encompasses me? Do I really love him more than all of these other things? If he were to never give me another blessing, would I still love him? And if the answer to that is yes, then focus on that. Focus on that, and whatever comes your way, whatever situation you're facing, whatever mishap happens, know that God still loves you and he is there and he is blessing you by giving you life, and he believes that you have a purpose and that whatever you're facing right now, you can use in the future. You can maybe use to bless someone else's life and to make God known in their life. Just like with me, with losing a husband, that was terrible. It hurt so incredibly bad to have to go through this and to still have to go through it. But I'm getting to bless you. I'm getting to help others. Other people are getting to know God because of it, and that's so much more important than just me getting what I want. But I can never have that perspective without understanding that, first and foremost, the fact that I live, the fact that I have breath in my lungs is a gift from God, and I can ask for nothing more of that, nothing more past that from him. So I'm not saying that to shun you or say, be thankful for what you have, that kind of thing. I'm not doing that. I just want to help you feel better about whatever you're facing today. I know that that's really hard to have to overcome, and sometimes it feels like you just can't. But I hope that maybe if you're facing something you just can't get over right now, that you might pray about this tonight. That you may just pray, God, just let me learn to be thankful for the breath in my lungs, my beating heart, and my thinking mind. And let me love you with all of that, with all of my body, with all my mind, with all my heart, with all my soul, just like the Bible tells me. Help me learn how to do that so that whatever I face in the future, I know I can face because I have you, and I can face it with a grateful heart. So know that I'm praying for you, friends, with whatever you're going through, and thank you for being patient with me as I'm just going through life, trying to figure things out one at a time. Helen says goodbye too. But I want you to know that I love you all so much, and I'm so thankful that all of you have supported me through everything and loved me. And I don't know, I just wish that I could just hug you and sit with you and hold your hand with whatever you're going through. But I know that you know I care, and if you have anything that you need, any questions, anything, reach out. Don't be scared to post. Don't be scared to leave a comment. I would love to get back to you. I really love you receiving those messages. So Know that I love you, and I'm praying for you this week and this weekend. Hope it's restful for you, or if it's not, that hopefully you can get through it and find some rest afterwards. So, love you, friends. Have a wonderful weekend.